And who can think, oh, what a goal! Shea Adams! Sam closer towards the back post, Jukovic in there, Jukovic! Oh, what a header! This man is on red-hot form at St Andrews at the moment.
And it goes again towards the towering Zigic. Oh, confusion at Martins has surely scored the winning goal for Birmingham City.
Hello and welcome to the first Blues Talk of the postseason. Today, a very special season review. We'll be looking back at a slightly unique 12 months here at St Andrews Trillium Trophy Stadium. As well as that, we'll have a little bit of a look back at our Player Awards 2019, and we are joined by the man known as Dutch Mike. Maikel Kieftenbeld is our guest on Blues Talk.
The Blues Talk podcast with Dale Moon and Callum Denning.
Right, Dale, I think we better start this week with a little bit of an apology. Just get it out in the open now. We are sounding rough.
I feel great.
I feel battered by hay fever.
I feel well below average at this point. But mine is self-inflicted. The first of 4 stag do's is ticked off. Budapest. To sit with a load of Villa fans and watch the West Brom Villa game. Traumatic experience. Emotions were kept in check though. I was respectful.
Well played.
Disappointed with the result, but there we go. But nah, so yeah, that was good. Managed to get my first break of the summer away, so that's why the bit of a hoarse voice on my behalf today. What's your excuse?
Flowers. Flowers
are killing you.
Absolutely crushing me.
Are you grass pollen, flower pollen, or tree pollen?
Tree pollen. Tree
pollen
pollen's on the gets me, yeah.
How do you know that?
I don't know, in all honesty. I've just always said it. I think it's
pollen?
just kind of, I've existed, made it into, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm that bad today. I've willed it into existence.
But it doesn't matter how we sound, it's what we come out with, it's the content. And the season's done. The season is done.
The content's done.
The players have disappeared. Dubai, Vegas, Marbella, Bali, I've seen it all.
I'm quite jealous.
Here we are, holding the fort at St Andrews.
In Borsley Green.
Absolutely. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Exactly, the Costa del Small Heath.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been, as I said in the intro there, a slightly unique season. I don't think, I know we haven't seen one like that at Blues ever. We're probably not likely, famous last words, to ever see one like it again.
No.
17th in the table, but with that, a 9-point deduction. Everyone is unified, from us, the players, the coaching staff, the fans. It seems like everyone now is part of that one club mentality. But I don't know how to describe it.
It's
any other year, talking about a 17th place finish, people wouldn't be as chirpy as we are.
No, but it just goes to show what the priorities were of the supporters, the manager himself. I think he came into not a broken club, but a fractured club. One where that relationship, we spoke about it so many times, and the manager has as well, so I don't want to labour on the point too much, but I think that has been the big success, just the closeness, the unity, and they have laid the foundations now to kick on this season, in this forthcoming season. You just look at the playoffs and how strong some of the teams are. It is an amazingly competitive competition division, the Championship. So for us to do all the great stuff that's happened off the pitch, bring everyone together and record some fantastic results home and away this season. I think you speak to most Blues fans. Speaking to the supporter of the season, I know we're coming on to the awards, but Tony's been covering the club home and away for many, many years. And he said this has been the most enjoyable one. Whereas you think some of the seasons we've had since, even before the promotion to the Premier League, so if you go back 20 years, say, there's been some pretty memorable seasons going to Europe and the promotions. And, the 10th and 13th place finishes. And yet he said this one is his most enjoyable, which I found quite telling, really. It's more than just what happens on the pitch. It's the whole mood around the club. And that's been a huge positive, a huge step forward this year.
There's been some great moments as well. We'll touch on them a little bit more in detail in a moment, but you look at matches like Rotherham, home and away, 2 very comfortable victories in the end, particularly with the away one. Preston, Maikel Kieftenbeld, our guest this week, scoring from 45 yards. A goal that will never be repeated, I'm sure. No. Here at St Andrews.
It's not like the highlights reel, I don't think.
It was my shout for goal this season.
I don't think it made the end of the season montage either.
No, I don't think it did, actually. Should have done, actually. Yeah,
I enjoyed the Stoke games, actually.
Yeah, both of them. Especially in front of a sellout crowd, yeah.
Yeah, Boxing Day, at home, bit of needle between ourselves and Stoke, but yeah, to win it. Jack McGowan's finish was fantastic as well. And Bogle, Omar Bogle, who's one and only goal for the club, it was absolute.
We said yesterday, just
wonderbar.
having a chat here, if you're only going to score one goal for Blues, I think that is one that you do want to score.
Class,
from distance, top corner.
Yeah, fair play to him.
Not going to hit a ball sweeter than that.
QPR away was just a crazy game.
I'm still recovering. My heart. Now you've said QPR, my heart rate's going. I'm feeling a little bit on edge.
QPR was a crazy one. See, there's just memorable games that you think back to. I'm sure there's a few that we've missed, but even when we started that season and didn't win for however many games, and even then the panic button wasn't really pressed. I think everyone felt. I had a lot of friends who don't support the club and are asking me, what's happened to Blues? Like 8 games in or 9, however many it was, can't buy a win, and you sound like a bit of a broken record. And I think they think you're mad when you're saying, you know what, we're actually playing very well. I'm not too bothered here. I know, of course, you want to win games, but it wasn't as if we were getting popped off the pitch or we wasn't in games. It was just those little fine margins that managers talk about weren't quite falling for us. But you always believe that because they were performing so well, that results would turn, and they did. And we went on a fantastic run. The home form was great. I forget how many games it was we were unbeaten here. If you go back to last year as well.
It's from the Gaffer's first
like
game, wasn't it?
15.
Middlesbrough, yeah, something like that.
Maybe more. So that's great just to, you always want to impress the home crowd. People that come down here week in, week out, make sure that we're in games, and we had a great run at home as well. But then away from home, I'm looking now at, I think Colin Tatham, head of comms, pulled this article together, the Stat Attack one. Yeah, that was on the club website. And when you look at the fact that, we scored 33 goals away from home compared to 31 here at St Andrews. We won 3 games under Steve Cottrell at home. Not solely putting the blame on Steve Cottrell, but we just won 3 games in that season. Yet we've scored more goals away from home this year than we did at home. And I just think there's been strides, a 7 season high in terms of the goals scored this year, which is a massive plus, because I think we've always felt that we were short of goals, short of having that prolific goal scorer. We found one in Shea this year, but Lukas Jukovic as well.
Juki as well has been prolific.
Phenomenal with his 14. So to score as many as we have, to win as many as we have on the road, to have that run at home. There's so many positives you can point to, and yet, like you say, we sit here in 17th place, having achieved nothing in terms of a player. Our season's finished now, but huge positives this season.
Where do we go now? That's the question.
Well, for now,
just to give you a nice closed question there.
No, it's fine. Cheers, Carl. The players will disappear for a couple of weeks and then they'll come back in. I think there'll be odd days put on, as Rushy said in our podcast last time out, where the players can come in if they want to come in and just keep themselves ticking over. But I think now lots are documented about how professional footballers look after themselves in the off-season. Gone are the days where they put bin bags on under their tops and try and sweat out all the beer. Yeah. So I think they'll come back in towards the end of June, won't they? But yeah, it remains to be seen how much work's done with the gaffer and moulding the new squad now. He's, when you listen to the last few quotes when he was around before they all disappeared after the end of the season, still downplaying the fact there's not going to be a massive squad overhaul. I think he's conscious that we've got a great dressing room spirit there, and the core of the squad can remain that. You don't want to break that up. So it's adding the little bits to it, probably the missing pieces. I don't know how many players it might be. There'll be some that go out the door as well, I'm sure. So it's going to be it'll be an interesting one, and I think stylistically it'll be interesting as well. Does he stick with what we've been? Being a direct, well organised, tough side to beat, who look to catch teams on the counter attack when we can with wingers, ball carriers out wide, or does he change it a bit? Does he change it from the 4-4-2? We've been 4-4-2 for the vast 98% of the games.
Yeah.
We probably played 4-4-2. We switched to a diamond for 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
Does he have a little look at that? Does he look at something completely different? It all remains to be seen. So I'm sure they'll be going through that thought process now. He'll have a clear idea as to what he wants, and the recruitment side of the club, the analysis will still be going on in terms of having a look at players and shortlisting what they could potentially bring to the club. So it all remains to be seen which direction we're going to go in. But it's quite exciting. Like I say, the core's there. Now let's add the little missing pieces and see if we can progress on what was a great season already.
I'm enjoying the renewed optimism around the club. There's no one sat here I'm speaking for myself, thinking, next season it's going to be a struggle. I'm not really looking forward to it.
I also like the fact that fans aren't sitting here going, we're going to go and win the league next year. I think one thing about our supporters, there's a realism. They understand the landscape that's the Championship and where we've been and come from. It's been such a tough 5-10 years. And you can see just the quality and the money being spent now in the second tier is what the Premier League was 20 years ago. And again, we don't know the intricate details of that financial situation. We're still under some form of structure that we have to adhere to. I don't know the details of it, but I'm sure that will have an impact on what we can and can't do in terms of manoeuvre in the summer. Future of Shay Adams. Everyone hopes he stays at the club. He's constantly being linked to, I hate reading him, but constantly being linked away. I'm sure that will be ramped up throughout the summer as well. But again, you want to keep hold of your best players, and if you want to progress, you like to think that you can build a side around that sort of talent. So all still question marks, still early on in the summer, but I'm sure in the next 4 to 6 weeks, some of those questions will be answered.
Well, speaking of Shay, he cleaned up at the Player Awards. 4 awards to his name, from memory. Is that correct?
It's
Fans
correct,
player, top goal scorer, goal of the season.
Yeah, all 4.
There you go, great memory.
Yeah, all 4. And you can't begrudge him. He's a record breaker, first player since Steve Claridge, scored more than 20 goals. It was probably my goal of the season vote as well at Swansea. We had conversations in the office, didn't we?
We did.
Dukey's header at Forest is a fantastic header.
Hotter as well at home to Forest. Excellent goal.
As a team move to flick it, and then volley it back across goal, or half volley it back across goal. But I thought the trajectory on that Shay finish and the context of the game. I mean, I think we were down to 10 men at that point.
We were.
And then, Mags
just went back to 2-2, had we, at that point,
and just, cut inside and then absolutely swaz one inside the post to get it up and down.
Straight into the away end.
Yeah, that's where most of them end up. But so that was probably my vote for goal of the season. No, I can appreciate the vast swathes of people that were online saying Lukas Jukovic's header at Forest, because that was, it was at full stretch. He almost jumped like a pencil, didn't he? Like out towards the right hand side. He was straight body and managed to guide.
Don't know how he does it.
Guide that
Shades
header.
of his first season, where everything he touched with his head hit the back of the net.
I remember one against Sheffield Wednesday. I remember one against Stockdale actually here.
Against Brighton. Zola's first game.
Yeah. But I think he deserved that one. Top goal scorer was done a few months ago.
Despite Morrow and Juki giving it their best efforts.
Yeah. I found it interesting how close the voting was between Shay and Juki for supporters.
Incredibly close, yeah.
Was it 39 and 41?
It was something ridiculously close.
I think it was.
Like that,
it was 39 and 41, and the rest were between Kieftenbeld and Colin and whoever else. But those two, 2% between the winner and second place, which goes to show the appreciation that Lukas Jukovic has got this year. We sing his praises, don't we, all the time, both on this podcast and away from it as well. But nice that the fans see that as well. And another season, Juki probably scoops a few awards. He could easily have won goal of the season. Easy won top goal scorer. And
behind the scenes, we were saying that when we started to get the results and it became clear that Shay had done it, but just how close it had been, we were saying Juki any other year, last season, everything would have been going his way. Yeah. So it just shows just how quality those front two have been this season. Yeah, absolutely.
So he's a bit unfortunate, Juki, but nice that at the awards ceremony he got his own little segment just to show the appreciation. The manager is keen, obviously, to show his appreciation to Juki as well, because not just the goals and the 10 assists, but in terms of how we play, we're a different team when he's not in the side. And he goes to show, was it nine players have played 40 plus games? I think Colin Tatton was asking the gaffer. It's quite some stat, and he's one of the most important ones to get him on the pitch, because he is that target man. You rarely find that he loses a header. He holds the ball up particularly well. He gets himself in between the goalposts when the ball's put out wide. He links up with Shay. There's a couple of goals this season where he's linked up with Shay. There's one against Middlesbrough, I think, down here. At the is it Middlesbrough Forest? One where he turns it round the corner, it comes into Duke, he literally sets it, and then Shay turns and whips it into the far corner.
That was Borough,
That was a fantastic goal. And then there's one away from home where I think it goes into Shay, slips, I think it's Wigan away, turns it round the corner to Duke, lays it back to him. The two of them have that partnership. They've been here for a few years together now. With the Leeds goal. Little dummy from Duke has the awareness, and Shay does the rest, but they've formed such a partnership this season. Complement each other in terms of their skill sets particularly well. So I think it's right that Juki got the praises he deserved, and Shea scooped all 4 awards. I think fans want to see awards being shared out sometimes. I can understand that, but yeah.
Well, we heard the Duke chants all night as well. I mean, the man was incredibly popular. One of the freelance guys that we had in, so I had a few freelance people producing it. This is all very boring behind the scenes talk. One of them buzzed in my ear as they were doing the nominations for Players Player. Like, why are they booing every time they read Vukovic's name? So they're all shouting Juke.
Yeah, I know.
So that was interesting to explain.
Yeah. If you didn't know that, you would think.
But that's how loud it was. That's how popular he was on the night.
I think it's one of the biggest cheers.
Oh,
I mean, Gary Monk the gaffer obviously got a big one when he entered the stage. But the Dukes were probably up there. Yeah, big fan's favourite. Been here for a few years now, hasn't he? So yeah, he was one of a few highlights on the day. I think the players had a good time, both on the night and the day before.
Yeah.
Quite rightly let their hair down, I think, straight after the Reading game. And then the season awards the following day as well. So I'm sure there'll be a few sore heads in the days after that. But they have a couple of weeks off now. And then I'm sure they'll start to just tick over and look ahead to next year.
Well, another man who was recognised at the Player Awards this year is Maikel Kieftenbeld. He was chosen as the Men's Community Ambassador of the Year. And before we sit down and have a chat with him, just a quick note to say how much he has done for this club and the community over the past season, and indeed since he signed.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when we interviewed Keith backstage at the awards, I think one of the questions I put to him was how fitting is it that the number of people you've visited this season on behalf of the club have been sick, injured, ill, and a few of them had come up to Keith on the night, Keith obviously on crutches following his operation, and they were almost visiting him. There was some like poetic sort of symmetry there. But he's just a fantastic ambassador for this football club. He embodies everything that it's about. I mean, Keith's been here. It's summer of 2015 he joined.
Yeah.
So this will be 4 years this summer. The battling, dogged, gritty qualities that he brings onto the pitch is offset by this smiley, jovial, friendly character off it. And I just think fans appreciate a player who just leaves everything out there. You can forgive ability or lack of it. You can forgive a player, who hasn't got the perfect touch or can see a pass or can do the things that Trevor Francis, Christoph Dugarry could do. But you look down the fans' favourites, certainly since I've been watching Blues, your Savages, your Horsfields, your Grangers.
Yeah.
They're all of the mould of those that are just heart on their sleeve, give everything for the team, leave it out there, leaders. And Keith has been appreciated by the supporters. And I think, as we'll allude to in this discussion, he was a signature away from leaving this football club.
Yeah.
And you look at the contribution he's made this season. It'd have been a travesty if that went through. Bizarre circumstances. I mean, I remember sitting in the office at Wast Hills transfer deadline day at about 11 p.m. And it was done, but I mean, as far as we're concerned, it was a done deal. He was gone.
Both clubs announced it.
Yeah, we'd announced it on our official club channels, and so that was it. And it was, with a heavy heart then. And then we're hearing at like 2:00. I'm getting messages in the morning. It's not quite been ratified. Rumbles on to the 10 o'clock following day, following couple days. You start to think it's not going to happen. So then how difficult is that a situation for him? And he'll, I'm sure, talk about that. But what a great player, great ambassador for the club. Quite rightly deserved that award. Just an all-round good guy and a proper fans' favourite.
Well, enough from us. Let's hear from the man himself. Dutch Mike, I think we said at the Player Awards, to take the fans' phrase. Maikel Kieftenbeld joins us on Blues Talk.
The Blues Talk Podcast.
Keith, thank you for joining us on your crutches. You made the walk up from the physio's room, so I appreciate you taking the time out this afternoon. The sun's beaming outside, and here we are cooped up, but
in a dark room as well, by the way. Blinds closed.
Blinds are closed. It's dingy, but how's things, mate? Good.
Good. Yeah. Started my rehab now 4 weeks ago.
Good, man.
Goes well.
Yeah.
Goes slow, but that's the hard part. You want to go quicker, but now it's going all right.
Yeah. So how soon after first of all, let's start about the injury itself. So, what are your memories now of the injury and when it happened?
When it happened, it didn't really feel like it was that bad.
Right.
It wasn't in a lot of pain. But when I see it back, I grab my knee straight away and I'm looking like, oh, this is bad.
Mm-hmm.
But when it happened, I couldn't remember it like that. So it's a bit weird, and then I wasn't worried at all. I felt it wasn't right, but then Pete, the physio, came over, and he felt my knee, and he went to the gaffer like, he needs to come off. And that was the point I was getting worried, to be honest, because normally he would ask Keith, are you right? Can you bend it? Can you do anything? But he never asked me.
No.
So I had to come off, and then I was worried. And then, we found out really soon it was my ACL. So.
How was your immediate reaction? The disappointment, obviously, would have been devastating.
It was my nightmare, to be fair. Like, for every footballer, I think it's one of the worst injury you can have, and the longest one in terms of recovery. And it was when they said that after the game, I was really disappointed. I was for the whole evening. The good thing was I had 2 friends over,
right?
So they were staying in mine, and that was a good thing to think about something else. It was hard on Saturday, to be honest. I wasn't in a good mood, and on Sunday I felt alright, to be honest. I already
accepted it.
Yeah, accepted it. And that was weird as well, because every time I'm injured, like if it's for 2 weeks, I lose my head. Yeah, really.
Hate it.
I'm terrible inside the room. Like I want to go quicker. I want to be outside the pitch again.
Yeah.
I always said, if this ACL happens to me, I don't know how I would react. I think I would be crying for 2 weeks, but I wasn't. It was only one day this time. That was a bit weird to me.
Yeah.
Like you kind of accepted, alright, this is a bad one. Let's go for it. But I needed one night. But I was expecting before, if it happened to me, it would take much longer. But I kind of accepted it after one day.
How were your friends that night? They'd come over to watch you play, and then.
There were 18 over from Holland.
Wow.
Yeah, there were I got a lot of support from my hometown and from a small village, and people are doing the trip every year. Like they want to come over, like a group of friends. And to be honest, a lot of people in Holland always want to see a game in England, something special about passion. It's different to Holland. And now they got a good reason to go because they know me. Absolutely. It's England, and they love it in there. And they all the guys are coming over every year. It's good fun.
Yeah,
it's easy to explain at home as well. They say, we go and watch a game from Maikel, but I always say it's only 90 minutes, mate. You don't
go home after the game.
No. So it's fun. It's I really like. And so there were 18 over. We were supposed to go for a meal after the game. 18 of us. They all went. I said, just go. But
you stayed in on your own?
I stayed home for a bit. Like first, the 2 of them, they were staying in mine, and they went as well. I said, just go. Then they came back, and it was good to have a moment for myself as well, to call some people. But after they were home, and in the last 3 weeks, I had so many people over that have been so nice to me. It was that was a hard part for me as well. Like always a bit like I want to do things on my own. Like I can help myself.
Yeah.
And to accept I couldn't help myself was really that took a few days as well. My mom stayed for a longer period. My sister came over. A few of my friends. My dad's over now. I need the help. Like I'm on crutches. I can't carry anything. And my house is double floor. If you say it like that. Yeah. So I have the stairs as well. Small things like a game ready to bring it upstairs, downstairs. I can't do it, so I need help. And also Kareem, my teammates, like Kareem is living around the corner, so he helps me sometimes. He's off to Sweden now, but
Cheers, Kareem.
It's that was a hard part for me to accept. Like I need help. People to help me out, and to be honest, everybody been really nice to me.
I think that's what happens when older people get injured. When older people slip and fall and they're injured, it's the not being able to get up and go out and be self-dependent and have to just rely on someone else to do the most everyday task, the most mundane things that you don't consider. Yeah, that's quite difficult. And so, how long after the injury was you operated on? Was that a week?
It was a week, A
week straight after.
I think it happened on Saturday.
And how was that? I remember seeing you afterwards. Said, was the anaesthetic okay? And you was like,
it was fun because you have to stay sober for a long time. You say it like that, right?
Well, you can't drink.
No, drink and eat.
Okay, nil by mouth.
Yeah.
Nil
Nil-
by mouth. Like
yeah.
nothing down your throat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I translated from Dutch. I think.
Stay sober would mean you can't have an alcoholic drink.
Alcoholic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope
In
you
Holland,
didn't
we
turn up surgery
we
like
used
that
that word to before surgery as well.
Yeah.
So my last drink, water,
Yeah.
was at 8 o'clock in the morning,
Okay.
and my surgery was at 7 or 8.
Right.
So that was a long day. It's a good thing I didn't feel sick after the surgery,
Yeah.
but yeah, surgery went away, went all right. Kai was there, the team doctor,
Yeah.
so that was nice. It was funny when I woke up, like I was so dizzy. She told me she was standing next to me, and I was asking her like, Kai, where's my left hand? So she said it's on that side. So I looked at my left hand. Oh, there it is. Stuff like that. It
That's
was
just,
so
it does
weird.
some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Have you had an
No,
operation?
no, I can't imagine what it's like.
I had three on my foot. I remember for the last one. I woke up on my side facing the wallpaper, and I felt like I could crawl through the wallpaper. So I was touching all this textured wallpaper and leaning out of my bed to try and crawl through it. It just sends you like.
Did it work?
No, I didn't get
All
through
right.
it. But
Yeah.
no, it does some crazy stuff to you. That it's a weird experience.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
My mom was still in Birmingham, so she came over after I went to the recovery room.
Yeah.
She came over as well, and I remember talking to her, but I fall asleep every time. So I asked her something, she was answering, and then makes my head was gone. Like I was angry.
Yeah.
Then she said, "Yeah, I'll go," and my night was alright.
Yeah.
First night at home was the most terrible night.
Really?
I think I didn't.
I like
Also
that.
with painkillers, I'm a bit like I'm
Yeah.
alright. Like,
Yeah.
I,
Same.
I almost have to break my leg before I take
pain.
paracetamol.
Yeah, same.
like something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I always think like, yeah, it's my body can can take care of itself. But
Yeah.
so the first night, I should have taken some more painkiller because man, I was such in a bad way.
Every little movement
Yeah,
is such painful. Yeah.
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 So that was bad, and after that, it's of course you have some tough moments, but
Yeah.
I can't really complain.
No.
Been alright.
How did you deal with it mentally then? From the minute you come out of that operation theatre, you were on the road to recovery then? Was that,
Yeah, that
so
was
the minute you came out of that operation, you knew
Yeah.
now you can start?
Yeah. Definitely, that was for me. Also, the week before the surgery, I really wanted to get my surgery done.
Yeah.
Because for me, that's the starting point of okay, let's go from here.
Yeah.
From here, it will only get better.
Yeah.
And all the stuff I was doing before the surgery, I was thinking, yeah,
I've still
Well,
got it.
it will be gone after surgery, so it won't help.
Yeah.
So yeah, now I can kick on, and that's a nice feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're in for the summer. What have you been doing? Is it just a case of icing and?
Well, I've done my ACL, but I've done my MCL as well.
Okay.
Like, it's not as bad as my ACL, but
Yeah.
still, that's why I'm still in the brace,
Yeah.
and that slows us down a little bit. Like, I can't really train my quad, and I'm trying, but not as good as if I would be out of the brace.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes a bit longer, and so yeah, I'm just training my quad at the minute, like my muscles, trying to straighten my leg again.
Mm-hmm.
So weird because I've been in a bent position for 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So my muscles behind my knee are never stretched for 2-3 weeks. So that's I have to train that again. That I can straighten my leg because you need it to walk again. And
Uh-huh.
as soon as I can walk again, then I can kick on.
Yeah.
And that will take a bit longer, but now I've been in here. Now I will be. I go back to Holland tomorrow. I went over with Dave, the physio, to see a rehab center in Holland.
Yeah.
Because nobody's around the training ground for the next couple of weeks
Right.
because all the lads will be off. I thought it was good to go back to Holland, to be around family, friends. But I go to the KNVB. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the EFL is a bit similar to St. George.
St. George's
Yeah.
Park.
Yeah. So, but it's in the middle of Holland, and I'm from the east.
Okay.
So I will stay there in a hotel for the first 2 weeks because my knee is I can't drive.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, at least in the weekend I got the opportunity to see some friends.
Yeah,
family.
good.
And just good to be in a different environment. I think there are not only footballers there. The day I went there, I met a skateboarder and he got
As you did.
yeah, right. And the referees from the National League are doing the fitness and everything there.
Yeah.
So you got a different environment, different people around you.
Yeah, it's
I
good.
can speak my own language again would be nice. So.
You just feel home comforts.
Yeah.
Just the whole culture. Going home's always.
Yeah, I'm not a lot. I won't be a lot of time. I won't be at home, but at least
You're in the country.
I got the opportunity to go there on the weekend, and also because it will be a bit boring, to be honest. Here,
Yeah.
like nobody's here, and
No.
then you feel it more.
Mentally,
you don't got a
mentally.
summer or something.
Yeah. It's
No,
tough.
yeah, mentally it's more tough. But when Let's come back, I'll be here as well. And
Good.
Yeah.
Keith, this is your 4th year. So you moved in 2015. So this will be year number 4 here. Do you miss going home, or do you enjoy going home when you get the chance to? How do you find it now?
I still do when I go home. I really enjoy it, but it's not as. This year was different, to be honest.
Yeah.
This year I was thinking about it, like should I go home sometimes or not. Like in the past, it was every opportunity I got, I was going home. I still like to do it. Don't get me wrong, especially with this manager, because sometimes he gives us the Sunday, Monday off. So it gives me the opportunity when there's a birthday or something. I got the opportunity to go home, and that's good. It's only a 1 hour flight.
Perfect.
But no, I like it here. It's 4th season.
Crazy.
This year went really quick. First year went quick. 2 before went so slow. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it is. I know.
This year went like.
The whole mood is completely different.
Yeah.
The whole mood is just. You wouldn't think it was the same club if you'd walked in a couple
No.
of years ago, 18
No.
months ago. We have to talk about the moment I sat in this room and announced that you were leaving the football club. I mean, I was saying to Callum earlier on, it's probably about 11:30 on the night, 11 o'clock, the transfer window. And we get the news come through that Keith's agreed to go, so we're like, okay, let's get him out of here.
Yeah.
Announce
So,
it on the official club channels, everything's agreed. And then we hear like the next morning, maybe 9, 10 o'clock, there might be something up with this transfer. So we're like, okay, well, hopefully that the league will ratify it, or it'll go through eventually. It's a delay, maybe got in on time. And then like 1 day turned to 2 to 3, and this move still wasn't ratified. So we're thinking, there's a chance that he's not gonna go here.
Yeah.
How crazy was that from your point of view?
Really crazy. Like
That must have been
must
like,
have been one of the most crazy months in my career. Like weird.
yeah,
Like it didn't feel like a football player. I felt like a number. Like
Yeah.
just put him on the market and see where he will go. And it was weird. Like we all know what happened. I think the manager Redknapp was bringing a lot of players in, and he can do because he was the manager. Then, because it was a bit weird because I went back to Holland because I had a chat with him the day before. He said I couldn't go, and then the day after, they want me to go because they bring, I think, 2 more signings in on the last transfer day. All right, we have to find a new club and you know how it goes. And then Derby found out. Well, I went there, knew Kerry Road.
of course.
So yeah, I was happy I could find a new club where I could play football because
You want to be wanted wherever.
I want to be wanted. I want to play. I want to be part of a team because I wouldn't be here. And then I went there. All looked well. But not a lot of people knows. I was literally in the changing room for 4 days.
Really, just
Yeah,
in the changing room.
just in the change room. I was doing fitness. I wasn't allowed on the pitch. Something to do with insurance because the contracts were not. But everybody thought it would be alright.
Yeah.
Even Birmingham, otherwise you won't announce it. Even Derby, because I was on their website as well.
Yeah.
And then after 3 days, that was a bit like, oh, it's still not going off.
Yeah.
It's still not.
Did the
still
club
not-
was the club still talking to you at this point? Were they
Yeah,
reassuring
yeah.
you?
It
that
was like every
okay?
morning I was like, alright, can I go on the pitch today? No, not yet. Alright. First day you accept it.
Yeah.
Second day, alright, let's go.
Yeah.
No, it's still not done. Alright, I go to the gym then again. Had a gym session with them, and then third day I was a bit like, come on,
Yeah.
I want to train now. I'm doing nothing. Then the 4th day I just went into his office, said what's going on.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't. The guys are taking the
Yeah. Yeah.
he's earning money without doing anything, like stuff
Yeah,
like that.
of course.
And I said, what's going on? He said, no, deal because it was bad for Derby as well, because
Absolutely.
they let someone else go. I don't know, can't remember his name, but and they didn't bring anyone in.
Yeah.
I had to go to Birmingham. What wasn't bad in terms of seeing the lads again, and I know it was a good group and I liked him, but in terms of being part of a squad or a team, who he didn't need me, so
Yeah.
that's what I know. So it was hard to get back. And I think I came back on Friday. I asked the manager if I could go home to
Get your head straight.
get my head straight, yeah. And they travelled to Norwich that day, I
Yeah,
think.
Norwich was the
Yeah,
first game.
so that was right. Came back on Monday and then I started working again,
That was it.
make sure I was fit. But that was hard. And that was the first moment I didn't like it here in England.
Yeah.
Because I've always been playing, I know where I was here for. And then I wasn't in the team anymore. Not even, I was in the stand. Then I was thinking what I'm doing here.
What am I doing? Yeah.
And that was hard.
Yeah.
But I'm happy kept training hard, kept fighting, because football can change quickly. That's what
Absolutely.
it. And in 1.5 months being in the stand, well, Cotterill came in, put me in the team straight away, let me play 90 minutes. How I survived, I still don't know. But I did. But then I was,
At Cardiff.
Yeah.
Cardiff
Yeah.
at home. We won the game.
yeah,
I remember speaking to
did.
you after that game.
yeah, but then I was proud and happy, like I didn't give up and kept training hard, because I was able to play 90 minutes again
Yeah.
after 1.5 months.
Yeah.
So that was right.
Yeah.
I remember being in the stands of that Cardiff game, and when your name was read out
Yeah,
before
that
the
was.
match, like standing
Yeah, I think I
ovation.
said it in the press today as well. That was one of the most special moments, like in terms of myself, like personal. Like that was amazing, because I never said anything in the press. So if you look from the outside, you could think like, what was going on there? He wanted to leave. 'Cause I didn't know what people were thinking.
They couldn't wait to talk to you.
No.
Having to deal with them, they was like, you know, when can we speak to Keith? And we
Yeah.
like, yeah, let's see where he
Yeah.
goes, if he's going to play. And then
Yeah,
as soon as you were back in the team, it was like, okay,
yeah,
you can do a bit of press.
yeah. So and then exactly what you're saying. When they say my name, the whole stadium was happy for me.
Yeah.
Then I was thinking, all right, let's go. Maybe that's why I played 90 minutes.
Got you thrown on the
Right,
adrenaline.
can't let
You
him
would
down
be,
now.
imagine how you'd feel. You
Yeah.
would be.
Imagine, like, I didn't say anything to them in the press, so I was a bit like, all right, are they all right with it, or
Mhm.
are they happy I'm still here? And then that feeling, I was like, all right, feeling good here, let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
You feel a little bit like coming back home after the Derby move almost, because obviously, like Dale said earlier, you've been here for what, 2 years at that point? You're feeling like
2.5
almost
years.
like an adopted Brummie already by then, or?
Yeah, I loved it here,
Mm.
but I'm a football player and I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
football, and I love to play for this club. But if the manager tells you, like, he doesn't need you, so you will be in the stand.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I like football, but I don't like to be in the stand. I want to play for a team, feel part of a team. So it was an easy option, especially because they pushed me as well to leave. I was going somewhere.
Mhm.
It's normal, I think.
Mm.
I think
Absolutely.
every person would do
Well,
that.
the only reason you're here is to play football.
Yeah. So when I came back, in terms of the team, I was happy, and everybody being nice to me. But I was in the stand for 1.5 months, and then Cotterill came in, and I started playing again as
Yeah.
well. And it was never that I wanted to leave because I didn't like the club. No, I loved it in there, but I want to play football.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I think one thing that you've got going for you the minute that you joined the club was that you could see that you're a good fit for Birmingham City. I think this is a football club, again, we were talking before we came on. There's players in the past before you joined 15, 20 years ago who've played, and they're just the type of player that you are, in that you leave everything out on the pitch. So like Robbie Savage, Martin Granger, there's a few other names that we mentioned that they give everything to the shirt, and as long as the support can see that,
Yeah.
they can forgive a misplaced pass that goes out, they can forgive a lack of talent or ability, but what you can't forgive is someone who don't try, who don't run,
No.
who don't leave everything there. And I
Think-
think that's where you're a good fit for the club.
And I think the gaffer this year wanted to bring that back
Yeah.
to the whole team. And sometimes it's not fair. Like, I'm happy I'm a player like that and they appreciate it, but some players are different. But if you put 11 Kieftenbelds in the team, you won't win any game, trust me.
Yeah.
But some players, they're more technical, and
Yeah.
sometimes it looks like they're not working hard, but they really do. So
Yeah.
it's not fair to those players sometimes, because they try as hard as well. But now I'm happy they appreciate the way I play. But I think the gaffer brought it back into the team now as well, like never say die attitude,
Yeah.
like let's fight for it. And
Yeah.
I think that's what makes the connection between us and the fans now so good.
Yeah.
That's nice to see.
We were talking about some of your goals that you scored over the past few years. You don't really tend to score a tap in. They're either like 30 yards
Never in the
screaming,
box, mate.
or as we saw against Preston
I
this
didn't
year,
tap in for the
Ipswich,
no.
where you slid in at the back post.
Uh,
Wolves. The keeper spilled it.
Yeah, and one more for the cup.
Oh, there was
for
one
the
before
cup.
the Derby game, wasn't there?
I think I scored against Bournemouth as well for the Carling Cup.
Is it?
What
Yes.
was this, Carling Cup?
Yeah, might be at
What?
the time.
Yeah, there was a.
It's
Yeah.
had
The
about
League
a million
Cup,
names,
the
doesn't it? Yeah.
Whatever the League Cup.
Yeah, Cup.
45-yard screamer against Preston this year.
Yeah. Make
Yeah.
the keeper from distance.
You know what? If you put a little bit of spin on it.
You're telling us you
Yeah.
meant it.
Yeah.
Brighton pre-season.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a bit.
Derby away.
1 week too early.
Yeah, but it's still a good shot. We've still got it on video.
Yeah.
Derby away.
Derby.
Screamer.
Ipswich was fully as well.
Yeah. Was it the same week?
Ipswich.
As
I had a
well,
bit
wasn't it?
same when I played for Groningen and don't score a lot, but
saw
sometimes I
one.
try it from outside the box, and then if it goes in from outside the box, it already looks good, right?
Yeah. I saw one you put in the bottom corner. Was that against, you beat Feyenoord
Feyenoord,
with
Final,
Yeah.
yeah.
6 or
What
4?
a, yeah, what a game that was, 6-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talk about you've got technical players who don't get appreciated as much as someone who will run and work. Is football, because you obviously came through the youth system in Holland, is there more of an emphasis on technical football there? So I think a lot of people assume that in Holland they make these young players
Yeah.
more technically gifted as compared to here where we're powerful, strong, quick.
Well, I think it depends on the club. Like, it's also what the club is like, and some clubs you can call them also in England and Holland, they just like people to work hard and give everything. I think every club like it, but you know what I mean, right? And I'm not saying the Birmingham fans don't appreciate the people who are more technical or something, but I think sometimes it isn't fair, because maybe they work even harder, but the way I play, maybe it,
You don't see it as much.
yeah, you see it a bit more because
Yeah.
I'm tackling, and
Yeah.
but sometimes as a winger you don't want him to play the same as me. Like,
Yeah.
you want him to be ready when he gets the ball, and I'm happy to do that, to play in that role, to
Do the ugly stuff.
work my off to
Yeah.
get the ball and play it to him and make something happen.
Absolutely.
And sometimes that's what I say to him. Like, I play with Max, and Max works really hard, and I say, you make sure you get your energy when I pass to you. You get like that.
Yeah.
That's how I want to play my role.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Always say don't do too much, because we want you to make something happen,
Absolutely.
and that's how you need each other.
Yeah. Going back to your time in Holland, so I've got here, you start ahead with a team called Go Ahead Eagles,
Go Eagles, yeah.
and like a second tier of Dutch football.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Good club.
Small club?
Slightly,
Big
yeah,
club?
they call it the most English club in
Oh, is it?
Holland, yeah.
Why's that?
Because the stadium is really old, and
Uh-huh.
it's into small, how do you say it, neighborhood?
Yeah,
Yeah,
industrial estate,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
a residential estate.
Yeah.
Surrounded by houses.
Yeah.
Like when I was driving to the stadium, people were sitting outside the house in the
Yeah,
streets, and it was, they all love it in Holland. It's a really nice club, and played there for 2 years, and then I went to Groningen.
Was the deal agreed with Alkmaar at all? I read somewhere that AZ Alkmaar
I
were
think-
interested.
AZ Alkmaar, they first wanted to sign me, but then they had to first sell some
The
players.
financial position changed at the
Yeah.
club, I
Yeah.
read.
Yeah, and then in the end they said, no, we're not going to do that anymore.
Didn't want to spend the money on Keith, did they?
No, they didn't. Should have done.
Then you go to Groningen. Great, good move for you.
Yeah, good move. Yeah, and then not a lot of people know I played my first year. I played as a fullback,
Yeah.
right fullback, because the club they sold their fullback. They were thinking, all right, that's the way they said it, and not what I was thinking. But they thought like, all right, he's one of the most talented midfielders in the second league. Let's buy him. I think we can play. He can play as a fullback as well, and then maybe in the future he will get as midfielder. So they tried me as a fullback.
And how was that?
11 yellow cards. At least, maybe there were even more.
Just kicking wingers.
Yeah, but for Twente was Chatley playing.
Yeah. Good player.
Utrecht was Mattens, who played for
Dries Mertens. So you were getting the run around every
Mate,
week.
that was ridiculous. Asaidi from me played for Stoke, I think. You got Feyenoord had some good players.
There's some good wingers there, mate.
So I remember after 10 games I was calling it. I don't want it anymore.
Did you ever get subbed? Did you ever get pulled off?
Not a lot of time. No.
See, they kept you in there.
Yeah, they kept me in there. So, but in my second year I played on midfield. It was better for everyone, I think.
Main captain, vice captain, and then captain.
Yeah, vice captain. Really enjoyed it. But I also enjoyed it about football, like being part of a team. Like if I compare something with tennis, I would say you miss that team feeling.
Yeah.
That's what I really like about football, to win something with team. Like in Groningen we won the playoffs to go to Europe, and last year we won the cup. And then it's such a good feeling to do with people you see more than your family, because you see each other every day in the dressing room, and it's nice. Such a good feeling.
It's a perfect time to leave, I suppose, if you win the club's first major trophy.
Yeah, it was, but it's because they changed it in Holland. Because when you win the cup now, you're qualified for the group stage of the Europa League.
It was qualifiers before.
Yeah, we were qualified before, so we were qualified for the group stage, or was supposed to play Europa League group stage, but then Birmingham came. But it was always my dream to go to England, so it was a no-brainer for me. But yeah, if it's the best time.
Yeah, you have to sacrifice Europa League to come to Blues.
Yeah.
As in, were Blues the only club interested, or did you know you was going to leave and you were talking to other clubs, or was it just Blues approached and that was it?
Yeah. Blues approach. Blues came up. I had one more year, and in Holland it's also a bit different. Like, not a lot of clubs are paying money for you, and I had one more year. So because there's not a lot of money to spend on transfers, so they wait till you're out of contract, and then they try to sign you. So it was never that I was leaving in Holland. But that year, a lot of players from us leave. Jaron Thierry went to QPR, and Botteguin went to Feyenoord. It's when you win something and you do well with your team.
Yeah, it gets taken apart. That happens often, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then you joined the club. So you didn't know much. I'll re-watch that same interview. You first done in his leather jacket.
It was an honest interview.
It's on YouTube. It was good. You didn't know because you didn't know much about the club. Yeah.
I was thinking I can act like I know a lot, but I didn't. But I knew I wanted to go to England and wanted to show myself.
Yeah.
And Birmingham gave me that opportunity, and then I found out it was a club that suits me, I think.
Yeah, no, it really is. And you're part of a few players. We were trying to count up, still left from the Rowett era. Yeah. Digger came in. Mags, Morrow.
That's it almost. Huh?
Probably 5. Jonathan Grounds,
yeah.
He came in during that time. So if you think there's 5 or 6 of you that are still here now, who signed under that, is it for the first season for you to have joined? Then Gary Rowett got the best out of that group of players.
Yeah, he did really well. And
you were playing a lot.
I was playing a lot. I
I
remember the first games in the Championship for me. Like I remember I made my debut against Leicester City the week before the.
They go up.
When they won the league that year. I think David Cottrell scored a screamer.
Yeah, they won
free
it.
kick.
Yeah. And no, they won the league after.
The year after.
Dimmy went.
Oh, he got sold.
Yeah. Doesn't matter, but I remember I was playing 60 minutes. Gone. Next week, Reading at home, 70 minutes. So different. And
just the pace? Is it just the tempo?
Yeah, tempo.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
There's no in Holland when you get possession, you keep it near a bit like get the ball now. Let's go forward.
Yeah.
But if the opponent thinks the same, you go exactly.
Yeah.
So I have to got used to it.
Yeah.
But I did quite fast. I think it's also you have to adapt quickly. See it with a lot of players from Holland, like maybe they want to pass it a bit more, but course I like to be on the ball, but it's a different game.
Yeah.
You have to adapt.
A lot of Dutch players do come to England though. There seems to be a good number of players who can make that transition from Holland to England. I don't know whether it's a style of play or because they're technically good, but as a country they produce a lot of players that end up in England, which is interesting. But do you think it takes long, you know, like say Peds for instance, who came across from Germany, do you think it takes that season or 6 months for you to adapt and then you can start to progress? How long did it take you to really get to grips with how quick and different the game was? I was going to say 2 weeks.
The Leicester game.
No, went quite quick, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was also a bit my style of play. That helps me a lot.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of duels, tackling.
You're fit enough to get around the pitch, it's not as if it was...
Yeah, I was quite soon after I came here, so that was alright. And yeah, it's different. Like for Chris as well, it's not only the first few weeks, like it's a whole season.
Yeah.
You go from 34 games to 46 or even more.
Yeah.
You go for a game once a week to most of the
Tuesday,
time.
Saturday.
Midweek game, something different. You have to get used to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good thing. He will be even stronger next year.
Absolutely. You seem to have made some good friends here as well, Keith. You know, like Morrow and Dukey seem to be the two. What made you get that banner out? That went everywhere on Twitter.
Yeah, I did. Well,
Still see it, by the way, on Twitter every once in a while.
We were having lunch in Amsterdam and then we saw that it came up on Birmingham Mail as well. Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, it was good to have them over in Amsterdam. They are really good guys, seemed a lot off the pitch, and we were a bit like, let's go somewhere straight after the season, and we did. I said, come on to Amsterdam, I'll show you my country, and they did. So yeah.
Good weekend?
Was waiting, yeah, unbelievable. Such a good time.
Yeah.
Still talking about it. It's fun.
And you decided to make a banner to welcome them to the
Yeah, welcome. I bought some balloons as well. With
A lot of
effort. Yeah.
You a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, and 3 pints. It was early.
No time in it. Time doesn't
Schiphol
exist.
Airport.
Time doesn't
Yeah,
exist in the
yeah.
airport.
Yeah.
No. I want to touch upon this season. You'd say how different it's felt. From the outside looking in, that changing room looks as close as it's probably been since you arrived at the club.
And I think that's says enough about this group, because when I said before, with Groningen, when things were going really well, when you win the cup or you win the playoffs, and it's easy to be a good group, if that makes sense. And this year, we got a lot of stuff going on what could have made us feel like, nah, we're not that good, or but now we stick together and we were fighting, and then that's really special about this group. What I want to say, if things are going well and you're top of the league, it's
easy.
Yeah, it's easy. But this year, with all the stuff what was going on,
To still be as
close as we were, I think that sums us up.
No, absolutely. I think we'd agree with that. Covering it home and away, it's just felt just the togetherness, and some of the results have been so impressive. We spoke about them earlier on in the podcast, but you know, the QPR, Stoke home and away, and Leeds.
We had some nice games.
There's been some memorable, and the away following as well. Again, has just been
incredible.
And you look, as a player, it must be amazing to look up at that. You know, like Bolton last season or Preston this season, 4,000, 5,000.
Preston was amazing. How we not won that game?
You done press after that game. You done the media after that game.
Yeah, and remember.
And we were like, how have we not
won,
let alone lost the game?
Was it you that bombed all the way down the pitch as well to make the tackle for that
corner?
corner?
I did,
yeah.
But then the guy with the corner,
Yeah.
my man as well. So I felt, done all the hard work, and then you let him at the ball. Oh, come on, Keith.
How we didn't win that game.
Yeah.
But there's been some good ones this season. What's your hopes for next year? Is it a case of just taking it week by week and seeing how your knee responds and not looking too far into the future?
No, you mean in terms of team or personally?
Let's do both. Go personally first.
Well, won't be back till around New Year, Christmas.
Yeah,
so I need to get my knee right. That's my main goal. And then you see it now with Digger as well. Like, he had an injury from the moment and then there's a point you come back, and then you have to start playing games, get used to it again. So that will be my case as well. Even when I'm right, he's match fit, I still need some time. So I will be match fit hopefully around December, and then maybe I need some more time. But you know, when something happens to your knee this bad, you just want to get it right.
Yeah. Make sure
make
It's done
sure.
properly.
Yeah, exactly. And you want to come back stronger.
Yeah.
So no, but yeah, that's what I want, and I want to get it right. I want to play good football again, get to my level.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I will do, because that's a good thing. If it happens on this level, football, you got the best surgery, you got the best people around you. It's not the question if you come back, what is sometimes in amateur football, but it's just the question when.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good thing, and I'm really appreciate that. Happy that I'm in this, playing this level of football, and yeah. And then we will see. I just want to get fit and then help team again.
Yeah.
I can't wait. That was the good thing about this team as well. I remember I see the game against West Bromwich, and my dad texted me, "Are you watching?" And it's difficult to watch it. And he was a bit like, because of your knee, but yeah, it was difficult because this team was so special this year.
Yeah.
I said, I want to fight with these guys.
Yeah.
Like when West Bromwich were tackling someone, I was, come on, man. Give him
I
something
could've been
like,
in there.
like this team was like, if someone touches our skipper or a striker, Juki, the rest of the team was like, we won't let you do that, mate. We were,
Yeah.
So
that family,
Yeah.
that family thing on the
Band
pitch.
of
So
brothers.
when he texted me, I was a bit like, no, I want to fight with this team. That's how it feels. This team is special, and you want to
It's
fight
amazing.
for them.
Mhm.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah.
That was the first time I was thinking, yeah, I miss it to be with these guys on the pitch. You want to
Yeah.
help them.
Out on the battlefield.
Yeah, no, but that's really how it feels.
Yeah.
Also because of the characters we got in the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you think, yeah, come on, you want some?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. I look forward to seeing that first Kieftenbeld
I was about to say,
tackle.
I can't wait for the return. As soon as you get
Yeah.
back on,
Bang.
straight back into fighting.
Yeah, there he is. He's back again.
Maybe I will turn back as the technical player.
Yeah.
You never know, man.
Imagine you
Like-
do hear. You hear these things where people have a bad injury and they like
Come
all of a
back
sudden
as a
talk
new player,
Italian.
yeah.
Have you heard it? When
Oh
they
yeah,
have
like,
head
yeah.
injuries.
They faint and then
Yeah.
they don't remember a word of English.
Something
Yeah.
happens. He's gonna come back as like the technical playmaker.
Yeah, I think Gods have to be worried now. Yeah. Yeah.
Winger up and
Yeah,
he going back
winger.
to right back.
Yeah. No chance. No chance.
How good was it that the club immediately, when they realised how serious the injury was, they looked at that contract and triggered
Yeah.
next year?
That was really special. Dong texted me, and that was really special. I was speechless at the moment. I like, is this true? Like, because it would never happen in Holland.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are too many risks about if he's coming back or. But he said, like, you got it back for the last 4 seasons. You never let us down, and we won't let you down now either. So that's really nice gesture and made me feel really really happy.
I suppose you can just relax now and concentrate on making sure the
Yeah, that's
injury-
what people say, and that's what I think as well, and how I feel it. But it sounds a bit weird because I don't want to give the people the feeling that I'll relax now and
Yeah.
see how long it takes. If it takes 9 months, no, I don't care. If it takes 12 months, I don't. I care. I
Yeah.
want to be back as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But in terms of, like, sometimes it can happen to a player as well, and you got only one month left to show other clubs that he's fit. And that's not my pressure. Like, I know I got a season after, and of course I want to be back soon, but I want to be back good as well.
Yeah.
So that gives me a bit of the pressure, taking the pressure off
Yeah.
that point of view.
What looking at Digger and Vass as well, who have both had long-term injuries,
Yeah.
their mentality seems to be something that's helped them to cope with the whole
Yeah.
thing. You seem to be the same sort of person who will just approach this positively, not
Yeah.
try and get too down and depressed about
No.
not feeling part of the group, because there'll be times where they're going out into the grass
Oh,
or they're playing games
Exactly.
and you can't do it.
will be tough. Will be ups and downs. I already felt it this last 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Ask Dave, like, yesterday his first question was like, did you have a good sleep? And when I say yes, so he was relieved. Because the day before I had such a bad night of sleep, and then I'm not a good person. Like, nothing's good. And
He's
so-
going to be sick and tired of you by the end of
Yeah, 100%. He will be. But that will be also a big challenge for me, to be patient, because you can't go quicker than quick. Like, I need short-term plans. Like, all right, let's do this for 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Let's fight it. Let's reach that goal, and then go for another 3 weeks. Like, you have to walk in 3 weeks, and then after 3 weeks you have to squat and with some weights. That's what I need. I need goals to attack.
Yeah, brick
That's what
by
I-
brick.
Yeah, that's what I like in the season as well. Like, you need to, brick by brick. All right, in the next 4 games, we want that result and something to look forward to. If I'm looking now like, all right, Kiefs, next 9 months, then I will get crazy. I have to do it step by step.
Yeah.
I set myself goals for
Hit those
every
milestones.
Absolutely.
3 or 4 weeks, and then it's good.
The lads have really rallied round you as well, the players. I spoke to Juki, I think a few days after you'd done it. I said, have you spoke to Keith? He said, yeah, I'm going around to see him, and Devil tried to, I think, support you as well in the first few weeks, which is...
Yeah, they've been so good to me.
Yeah.
That's such a nice feeling, even messages from old players or people like John Terrell even text me,
nice.
Stuff like that. Yeah, it's really nice. That makes me happy, and it's a nice feeling people care about you.
Yeah.
And also in the team, they've been brilliant. Staff, players. And but it will be hard when they go outside the pitch.
Yeah.
Because then...
I might stay away from Keith at that point.
Yeah, it's better maybe,
There was a time when we lost the game and I had a camera in it. You remember this?
Oh, I'm already worried.
I had a camera in it. I had to do like behind the scenes. I think it might be the Gaffers. It's the Gaffers' first game.
Middlesbrough game. Yeah. Yes, I've seen this.
You've seen this?
Yeah.
So I'm filming the players come in. Keith's the last one, so you follow the last one round.
Yeah.
So all the players have gone past, and then Keith's the last one. He's walking in, sulking because we've lost, which is fine.
Yeah.
And I follow Keith a bit. And he goes, "Mate, do you have to do that? We've just lost." I'm like, I'm just trying to do my job. And then to be fair, he came back out. You did come back out, and he was like, "Man, I'm sorry. It's just the game. We lost the game. It's fine."
But that happens to me a lot. And I'm still a bit older now. I thought it would be something when I was even on the pitch.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can tackle someone. I'm so frustrated or angry, and they know it's almost called a Kieftenbeld tackle. Like then I'm tackle him, and then I have a word with him because he's not happy, I'm not happy.
Yeah.
And then I'm even already in the changing room. Sometimes it takes a bit longer. I'm driving home, and I'm thinking, Kief, shut up.
It's okay.
Yeah, grow up, man.
Yeah, it's just the emotion of...
And that was a great example to you as well.
I'll show you again sometime.
Yeah.
Like, mate, do you have to film us now? I was like, I'll do my job.
Yeah.
Good times though. In terms of the team, next season, set our sights on building on this year?
Yeah, definitely. I think we... this is great. We go further from here. Change things around, feeling about the club, the mentality, the identity of the club is back, I think, where what everybody likes. This is how you want Birmingham to be. And we go from here. Yeah.
It's been a good platform that's been set this season. If you can now add little bits of the jigsaw puzzle together and look to build. I think
it's important everybody knows why we're like this year. We need to keep that standard.
Yeah.
Don't drop, because otherwise you can never kick on.
No.
Like, this is to be the standard. We worked really hard to get this standard, and now we have to make it even better.
How big an impact the manager and his staff made in comparison? You played under Rowett, Redknapp, Cottrell, Carsley for a few weeks. Zola. Now
really big, and it's easy to say now, but I think everybody knows. But also the staff, but also together, like in terms of team bonding. No individual is better than team. Like fight for your team, and it kept growing and growing during the season.
How was your shooting when you went on that team activity? You had to put the glasses on.
Pitching.
Yeah, was any good?
I was class, mate.
Was it
really good? Yeah.
You didn't reach the final?
Nah, I didn't. But no, but the average of everyone was really good.
It was good.
Yeah, it was.
I was actually quite surprised filming that. Does that look difficult?
Yeah.
A few that went across the floor, a few that come at you.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Home to pack, getting ready to go home tomorrow?
Yeah. That's over. He has to give me a hand with packing all my stuff. There's a lot of stuff that have to go with me because of the recovery. But I'm looking forward. Been good here, like the last few weeks, but I'm looking forward to go home.
Good.
Will be hard work as well, but looking forward to that.
You've never shied away from hard work. You'll be fine. That's what you're all about. Keith, thank you ever so much. I could sit and talk with you for hours, but it's been a pleasure. All the best with your recovery.
Be nice.
And I'll see you in a few weeks.
The Blues Talk Podcast with Dale Moon and Callum Denning.
Dutch Mike there, fans' favourite, legend of the club in his 4th year, fast approaching. But you can tell I mean, what a fantastic guy. Great. I mean, his English actually is better. Like sometimes he goes, sorry, and you can see him looking at you and he can't quite pick up the words.
Yeah.
But actually, from a guy who's only lived here for a few years, he's getting a Brummie twang. He tells me that his family are accusing him of changing his accent already. But he says he feels at home. I mean, he done the whole. Did he do the guide round Birmingham? Didn't he a few years ago?
Yeah, pre-Villa.
Yeah, just done a little walk around. But I think you can tell he feels at home in the city, don't he? He's been here for a few years. He deliberately chose to live in the city centre, so he was in amongst it in the thick of the action. That sort of character. I've seen him out and about myself actually a couple of times, and yeah, just someone who's embraced. You know, it's difficult. He's moved away from home, left his family back there as well. Lives on his own, so he can be lonely. But what I do like about Keith is he's got a great friendship with Morrow and Dukey. I remember the whole banner at Amsterdam where he welcomed the two of them, and I think they all look out for each other. I remember just after he got the injury, I spoke to Dukey and just said, "Had you spoken to Keith? How's he doing?" He said, "Yeah, we're all going to see him actually straight after training." And it's something that Sean Rush alluded to about this group.
Yeah.
It's when one of them get injured or have a setback, they all rally round. There's that family wolf pack mentality. They all look after each other and rally round each other. So he's a fantastic character. I could talk to Keith all day.
I love the fact that when he signed, I was having a look this morning, doing a bit of research before we had a chat with him. When he signed, he said he didn't know much about Birmingham City as a club. He didn't know much about Birmingham as a city. But yeah, from talking to him there, I mean, he is a Brummie, isn't he?
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
Yeah. I think we asked him actually again after the awards, does he feel at home? And he gets this big smile, and I think he feels like this is his city now, and he won't move, and he feels quite happy here. He left Groningen after captaining them, scoring in that season where they went and won their first major trophy. It's a big decision to move away from his native Holland to leave, come to the club. And like you say, you know what you're going to get with Maikel Kieftenbeld as a player. I think by his own admission, he's not going to grab games with a scruff of the neck and start spraying passes all over the place. But as a destroyer, as a ratter, as someone who's in there and will put the pressure on and go and close players down and give the game a lift. You think back to when, I've alluded to him already in this podcast, but games would be heading towards a 0-0 with zero action, atmosphere, or it needed igniting. And Robbie Sarridge would chase a lost cause down, win a meaningless throw-in, kick someone, and that was just, the torch paper was lit, and the stadium would go up, and then you could go on to win a game or draw a game you were losing. I think Keith's got a similar sort of qualities to him.
Yeah, very much so.
In a couple of the montages this year, we've looked at each other and, did you make sure that you put that one in where he goes flying in on so-and-so? He just gives you those little moments that football fans love to see, and I love to see him go flying in and tackle. Sometimes you wince because you think, once he's made his mind up, he's gone.
He's going in.
He's like a train, and you think he's not going to make it, and there's the yellow card. Great guy, great player, big asset to the club.
That goal at Derby and the one at Ipswich, 6 days later or whatever it was.
Yeah, I think he scored 3 within 10 days.
In the month, yeah. So he was up for Player of the Month. Just lost out to Abel Hernandez, I think, at Hull.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 incredible volleys.
He don't score poor goals other than the Preston one this year.
No, but even that was technically from range.
Yeah, if you put in the write-up, it's a 45-yarder. But yeah, that volley was phenomenal, and he's done one pre-season against Brighton actually. Yeah. He either scores fantastic goals, and he does have a go. He lines them up. I think 1 in 20 end up going in. But he backs himself from range, old Keith. It's fair play to him.
I think it's worth that 1 in 20. I mean, to have the shot from range is going to get the fans up anyway, I think, and, encourage the players around you. But when it does come off, the scenes, I was in that away end at Derby when he scored that volley. I don't think I'm going to forget them for a very, very long time.
Caught that as sweet as you like, didn't he? Just watched it come down from the sky and absolutely lashed it.
What a game that was as well, by the way. Yeah. Stephen Gleeson with the cross.
Yeah.
That found its way into the top corner.
Yeah.
Just to go down memory lane a little bit.
I know, yeah. That's right, though. But talking to Derby, one of the 2 sides in the playoff final now.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. But I mean, we didn't play them too long ago, did we, down here?
No, a decent 2-2 draw where it looked like we could have got the 3 points as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought after that draw. I remember gauging their mood in the tunnel afterwards, and they were cut a little frustrated. I know they had games in hand, I think, at the time. They had to play midweek. But I didn't have them down as a side who go on the run that they did and snatch that 6th place and then beat Leeds over 2 legs. But could do with them doing us a favour now, couldn't they?
Well, Derby had all the answers in that playoff semi-final against Leeds, and this is a segue and a half. Let's find out who has all the answers this week for quickfire questions.
The Blues Talk Podcast.
Okay, we are here at the Trillion Trophy Training Centre with Dave Hunt, part of the award-nominated medical staff here at the Blues. Quickfire questions time. Dave, we start with, what music do you listen to before games?
Whatever the players put on.
Snapchat story or Instagram stories?
Instagram all day.
Karaoke song?
Oh, I do like Bohemian Rhapsody or a little bit of Limp Bizkit if the mood takes it. There you go.
Wow. Which country produces the best food, in your opinion?
I am going to say Italy.
Have you got a middle name?
Thomas.
Normal. Ideal holiday destination?
I'm a family man now, so probably Florida, Disney.
Nice. Favourite TV series?
Oh, Game of Thrones.
Yeah. What would you order from a coffee shop?
I would go, depending on the time of year, I do like an eggnog latte at Christmas. And any other time of year, it's going to be, the lads are going to kill me if they hear this, it's going to be a cappuccino with soy milk.
As a soy boy. Best goal you've seen on the pitch?
There's been a few over the years. Maikel Kieftenbeld's 70-yard special that trickled in against Preston.
Have you met your sporting hero, and who is it?
No, I haven't, I don't think. As a kid, really loved Paolo Maldini. Never met him. No. I can't think of another one off the top of my head who I'd really, really be desperate to meet, if I'm being honest.
No, that's okay.
I've met Nikola Zigic, so I'm all right.
What instruction do you give to your barbers when you go and get your hair cut?
The usual.
Have you got a cheat meal or a dirty meal?
It's pretty much every meal at the moment, if I'm being honest. So,
American sports, so NBA, NFL, or Major League Baseball. Do you follow a team or do you not care?
NFL. Really like the Cleveland Browns.
Can you play a musical instrument?
No.
One person, dead or alive, you'd invite to a dinner party?
Oh, Tyson Fury would be comedy value.
Would. Good shout. If the whole squad had a Royal Rumble, who would be left in the ring at the end?
Oh, I would say Mark Roberts is a big old boy. I'd pretty much behind him the whole way, if I'm being honest.
Most played song or album?
For me, there's an eclectic mix of everything. Yeah. Anything the lads don't listen to, basically.
Okay. Have you got any tattoos?
No comment.
Oh, wow. What type of student were you at school?
Obviously very studious.
Clearly. What's on your bucket list?
Bucket list. I've never been to New York, would like to go to New York, and I've never been to Australia, would love to go to Australia.
Are you addicted to anything?
Caffeine and coffee. Yeah.
What are you most afraid of?
Probably, as silly as it sounds, not being able to maybe exercise anymore.
Favourite city other than Birmingham?
Other than Birmingham, I really like San Francisco.
What's the best way to eat chicken? So what part of the chicken and how do you have it flavoured?
I kind of like the dark meat, so I like the legs, thighs. If you go into Nando's, I'm a bit of a medium boy.
What are your thoughts on fishing?
No.
And have you ever read a book cover to cover, and what are they?
Yeah, I have a few. Probably the best one was the Tyler Hamilton one, detailing all about the Lance Armstrong doping scandal. That was really interesting. That was a while ago, but that's probably the best one that I've read, yeah.
More interesting than I thought. Dave Hunt, thank you very much.
The Blues Talk Podcast with Dale Moon and Callum Denning.
Fantastic edition of quickfire questions there, as always, on this podcast.
It does throw up some weird and wonderful answers, don't they?
Some of the stuff we've heard this season.
I think JP's has been the worst. I think
can always rely on JP.
Kokanee was a family pet's name. That's not even a word.
I'm trying to work out where it's come from, though.
Kokanee.
Is it like someone from
what,
East
was it,
London
a dog
who
or a horse?
Isn't a fan of Pepsi or what?
I have no idea. I've never even heard of that word, but that sums that bloke up.
All right, he's made it up. And we've also discovered the existence of Book Club through this.
So they do throw up some important little golden nuggets of information.
Investigative journalism, I think, is the term.
We'll keep that feature running and rolling.
Well, speaking of investigative journalism, in some kind of way, a couple of big interviews coming up on Blues TV in the next week. I know, they started off quite strong, didn't they, when we launched this, and now I'm just struggling to find any kind of tenuous link. Long story short, we're doing some interviews.
We are doing some interviews, and we've got a couple lined up. Lukas Jukovic will sit down with Colin Tatham for Blues TV, the Duke, and have a good catch up. and reflect on what's been a great summer personally and for the team. So that'll be a good one. Always an eloquent talker, the Duke. Very
Puts
good.
me to shame.
Yeah, very good. You're just posh. And we'll catch up with Steve Seddon, one of the many young players that have gone out on loan, but it's particularly done well. Seds first with Stevenage in League Two, played half a season there, stepped up then at the turn of the year to join AFC Wimbledon. If they weren't rock bottom, they were one off the bottom spot in League One, so he made the step up in difficulty and standard and shone there as well. 43 appearances this season, 6 goals to his name, scored some crucial ones for Wimbledon, who performed the great escape and managed to survive in League One on the final day of the season. They were at Valley Parade. They were at Bradford at Valley Parade, and he'll be coming in. He's at the middle of next week, so we'll hopefully put that interview up on Blues TV towards the back end of next week. But he's a great guy, said, great young player, insisted on going out to Wimbledon. He had other options. The manager spoke about this at length, how he wanted to go to a side where he knew he was going to play. He knew he'd have a lot of defending to do. He'd be in the thick of a battle. It'd be no thrills, no disrespect to Wimbledon, but it's no thrills environment, work hard. And what a fantastic just experience and learning curve for a young Blues player.
That challenge as well, to be involved in a great escape. I mean, it's difficult enough, but if you're a young player going out on loan, to throw yourself into the thick of that, I think testament to him.
Well, you could forgive him for going somewhere where it would have been more comfortable and he could have just milled around a mid-table League One club, played a handful of games, enjoyed the experience of going out, living somewhere in the country and everything that comes with young players going out on loan. But he insisted on going to Wimbledon because he knew that it would be a challenge. He'd be right in the thick of it. And I think he's shone, and I think he's a player who now will come back into the fold in pre-season. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Steve Seddon, whether he's the player to put a bit of pressure on Christian Pedersen for that left-back role. You'd imagine he'd at least take a look at him over the summer and decide where he goes from there. Or whether, like some of the other players, I've no doubt, who are going to go out on loan again and he can get another year experience, but one to look out for, Seds.
Blues TV, the place to see all those interviews as soon as they are done, essentially. So, yeah.
Future podcast planned.
Yes, we've got some exciting people lined up.
Yeah, hopefully grab some former Blues players. I always find there's a different tone to former players than current ones. They have to say the right things, the current squad. But for former players, they dish the dirt on one or two of their teammates and tell the interesting stories we all want to hear. So hopefully grab David Cottrell, Gary McSheffrey. Hopefully Dealey Adebola can come in over the summer. We can get a few questions from Big Dealey. So
Blues TV's own.
Yeah, Blues TV's Dealey Adebola. So all just little bits of content to keep us going. Of course, there's going to be kit launches, fixture announcement on June 20th.
Looking forward to that.
That'll come around quickly as well. Hopefully we have Aston Villa still to play. And we can all mark our calendar for next season. And yeah, it's so little bits and key dates still to look out for. And then before we know it, the players are back in towards the end of June. Probably a pre-season tour. I'm sure they'll go away as well. Plans are being put in place now for that. So, still little bits to keep us going over the summer. Though, and England, of course, playing.
Yeah.
Women's international tournaments as well.
Yeah. Two of
Nations
our players
League
are going to be there at the Women's World Cup as well. Chloe Arthur and Lucy Staniforth.
Very good. Nations League for the men's squad. Just for football fans to have something to look forward to over the summer. And before we know it, we're right back in the thick of things and we're going all over again.
We go again.
Absolutely. We get Fulham back this year, which I'm happy about.
Fantastic away day.
Good away day.
On the banks of the Thames.
So this is what we need to work out, actually. Which clubs we have now come back down from the Prem and come up from League One.
So what we've got, Fulham, Huddersfield, Cardiff, Premier League.
Yeah, Fulham's a good one. Cardiff, always a bit of a nice rivalry with Cardiff. Not a bad stadium to go, but it's a bit of a trek. Huddersfield, bit meh.
It's a day, innit?
League One, Barnsley, Luton.
Shades of Rowan Vine, 2006-07.
Luton.
Interesting. Looking forward to that.
Isaac Vassell.
Yeah.
The return of the Vass.
Broadcasting from Kenilworth Road. That's my thinking.
That's going to be a challenge.
Yeah. We'll give it a go.
And then obviously the playoffs still to determine whether it's Portsmouth, Charlton.
Or Sunderland.
Where's your money going?
Charlton. Lee Bowyer at the helm.
I'll go Portsmouth. I think they'll overturn Sunderland. So some interesting stadia still. I hate going to Charlton. It's an absolute trek and a half.
As opposed to Sunderland.
London. Yeah, Sunderland's not horrible, but driving through London, there's no nice way. It's like Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
There's no great way to get there.
Down to southeast.
It takes you an hour to get out of London.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a vile one, but Portsmouth would probably be a nice one on the coast in an August bank holiday. Would be
You
great.
got family down there as well, haven't you?
Yeah, all on the south coast, so that'd be good. So, a few interesting trips. And who have we lost? Norwich and Ipswich. Treks. Oh, hay fever getting the best of
Flowers
Denny.
are getting me again. Yeah.
Trees.
Two absolute treks in Norwich. Trees, sorry, grass, I don't know. Norwich and Ipswich gone. So that's, 12 hours saved already this season.
Yeah. Who else have we lost? Going up, obviously. Second place, Sheffield United.
Sheffield United, yeah.
Love a trip to Sheffield United. That's disappointing.
Decent ground, yeah. We've also lost Bolton going down.
Yeah, Rotherham.
Nice
enough club, Rotherham.
Yeah.
They were fine with us last year.
Yeah.
Bolton's still a bit of a meh for me.
Nice fans at Rotherham, actually. Loads of them, as we were leaving, wished us luck for next season, I remember. So
yeah, seemed alright, Rotherham, actually. Who else did we lose? Who dropped down from the Championship?
Yeah, so that's the three, isn't it? Rotherham, Ipswich, Bolton. And then it's between Derby and Aston Villa for promotion.
Just the very thought of it makes me sick.
I'd quite like a second City derby next season or two, so...
Best of luck to Derby County from all here at Blues Talk.
It's the opinion of Dale Moon, not an official club line.
No, it's definitely my opinion.
And on that note, I think that's it. We haven't actually said our names at any point in this podcast.
So let's round off.
Goodbye's going to be a bit weird.
In true to Ronnie style, I've been Dale Moon.
I've been Callum Denny.
And today, it's been Blues Talk.
The Blues Talk Podcast.